I used to think living alone meant peace. No noise, no demands, no one leaving dishes in the sink, no one asking what was for dinner. And for a while, that felt almost comforting. But at some point, peace can turn into silence, and silence can turn into danger. I learned that the hard way. One winter morning, I stood in my kitchen, holding the same cup of coffee I had reheated twice. The house was quiet, too quiet. I looked around and realized something that made my stomach drop. If something happened to me right then, no one would know. Not that day. Maybe not the next day either. That is a frightening truth when you are older and living alone. I am not saying that to scare you. I am saying it because I wish someone had said it to me sooner. Living alone as an older woman does not mean you are weak. It does not mean you are helpless. But it does mean you have to notice things other people used to notice for you. And there are some mistakes that seem small until one day they are not small at all. So today, I want to share what I have learned. Not as an expert, not as a doctor, just as a woman who has lived through it. Here are the things older women should never ignore when living alone. The first thing is loneliness. Not being alone, loneliness. Those are not the same thing. You can enjoy your own company and still be lonely in ways you do not see at first. After my husband died, I told everyone I was doing all right. And in some ways, I was. I paid the bills. I kept the house going. I made my tea every morning. I watered the plants. I smiled at people in the grocery store. From the outside, I looked fine. But inside, my world was getting smaller. Calls became shorter. Visits became less frequent. I turned down lunch invitations because I was tired. I stopped going to church every week. Then I stopped going to the senior center. Then one day I realized I had not had a real conversation in nearly 6 days. That is how isolation happens. Not all at once. One small withdrawal at a time. So never ignore the early signs. If your days are too quiet, do something before that quiet becomes your whole life. Call someone. Join something. Sit with people, even when you do not feel like talking. Connection is a habit. If you wait until you desperately need it, it is much harder to rebuild. The second thing is your health. When you live with someone, there is often another pair of eyes in the room. Someone notices if you are coughing more, if you look pale, if you are losing weight, if your energy is gone. When you live alone, those changes can go unnoticed for months. I once ignored a dull pain in my side for so long that I almost convinced myself it was normal. I kept saying I would make an appointment next week. Then next week became next month. That is what happens when no one is there to say, "Margaret, that is not right. Get it checked." Please do not wait for a crisis. Keep your appointments. Take your medication. Write things down. Use pill organizers. Use calendars. Use alarms. Use sticky notes if you have to. There is no prize for trying to remember everything on your own. The third thing is fall risks inside the home. Most of us do not think of our homes as dangerous. We think of them as familiar. But familiar places can still hurt you. A loose rug, a dark hallway, a slippery bathtub, a step you have meant to fix for months. All of these things become more serious when nobody else is home. A younger person may fall and get right back up. An older woman may fall and stay there. I knew a woman named Helen who slipped while reaching for a towel. She lay on the bathroom floor for hours, not because she was careless, because life changed, her body changed, and her home had not changed with her. So remove the rugs, add better lighting, install grab bars, wear proper shoes inside if you need to, keep your phone close. And if you have been thinking about getting a medical alert button, stop thinking and do it. It is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you are wise enough to prepare. The fourth thing is poor eating habits. This one sneaks up on people, especially widows, especially women who spent years cooking for a family and suddenly have nobody at the table but themselves. At first, you tell yourself it does not matter. A bowl of cereal for dinner is fine. Toast is fine. Crackers are fine. And once in a while, that may be true. But when once in a while becomes every day, your body begins to feel it. I went through a season where I hardly made proper meals. I would stand at the kitchen counter and nibble instead of sit down and eat. Then I wondered why I felt weak, why I had no energy, why everything felt harder. Food is not just food. It is care. So make the meal. Sit at the table. Use the good plate. Eat something with color in it. You are still worth feeding properly, even if you are the only one there. The fifth thing is letting your house become too much for you. This is a painful one because our homes hold our memories. The walls know our stories. The kitchen remembers birthdays. The hallway remembers children running through it. The bedroom remembers love and grief and long years of ordinary life. So when the house starts becoming harder to manage, it feels personal. It feels like failure. But it is not failure. It is reality. A house that once fit a full family may not fit one aging woman anymore. And there is no shame in saying that out loud. You do not have to do every repair yourself. You do not have to clean every gutter. You do not have to carry heavy boxes to prove you still can. Get help with the lawn. Hire the handyman. Ask your son to fix the loose railing. Ask your daughter to help sort the garage. A home should protect your peace. It should not steal it. The sixth thing is losing your routine. When no one is waiting for you, the days can blur. Morning becomes afternoon. Afternoon becomes evening. You stay in your robe too long. You say you will shower later. You say you will go out tomorrow. Then tomorrow looks just like today. That kind of drifting can quietly change how you feel about yourself. It happened to me after retirement. For months, I had nowhere I needed to be. And at first, that felt like freedom. Then it started feeling like I was disappearing. So I made structure. Not a strict schedule, just anchors. Laundry on Monday. Library on Tuesday. Walk on Wednesday. Phone call with my sister on Thursday. Groceries on Friday. Church on Sunday. Simple things, but they gave shape to my week. And shape gave me stability. The seventh thing is pride. That kind of pride that says, I do not need help. I know this one well. Too well. I used to refuse help before people even finished offering it. I thought needing help meant becoming a burden. I thought accepting help meant giving up my independence. But I eventually learned something important. Refusing all help does not protect independence. Sometimes it destroys it, because when small problems are ignored, they become bigger problems, and bigger problems take away more freedom. Let people help before you are desperate. Let someone drive you if night driving feels hard. Let someone carry the heavy groceries. Let someone help organize your medications. Let someone check your smoke alarms. The strongest women I know are not the ones who do everything alone. They are the ones who know when to open the door and say, yes, thank you. The eighth thing is losing your sense of purpose. This may be the deepest loss of all. After years of raising children, caring for a husband, working, cooking, planning, helping, and doing, many women wake up one day and ask a heartbreaking question. What am I needed for now? That question can take the air out of a room. I have asked it myself, more than once, and I know how dangerous it can become when no answer comes. You do not need a grand mission. You do not need to save the world. But you do need a reason to get up, a reason to show up, a reason to keep participating in life. Maybe that is volunteering once a week. Maybe that is reading to children at the library. Maybe that is baking bread for a neighbor. Maybe that is helping with church flowers. Maybe that is calling someone else who is also alone. Purpose does not have to be big to be powerful. Sometimes purpose is simply being expected somewhere. The ninth thing is emergency preparation. This is one of those things people put off because they hope they will never need it. I understand that, but hope is not a plan. A storm does not care whether you are ready. A power outage does not care whether your flashlight has batteries. And a dead phone is not useful in an emergency. Keep water. Keep canned food. Keep flashlights. Keep extra batteries. Keep a written list of emergency contacts where you can find it quickly. Have a charger ready. Know where your medications are. Know who you would call first. Thinking ahead is not pessimistic. It is responsible. The 10th thing is emotional clutter from the past. This one is hard because it touches grief, and grief does not follow rules. Some women keep everything: the coats, the glasses, the shoes, the chair nobody sits in anymore. I understand that too. When you lose someone, their belongings can feel like proof that they were here. Like letting go of the object means letting go of the person. But eventually, I learned that memories do not live in closets. Love does not live in a drawer. You can keep what truly matters without letting the past fill every room of your life. Make space, not because you stopped loving them, because you are still living, and your life still needs room. If you are living alone as an older woman, I want you to hear me clearly. You are not invisible. You are not finished. You are not waiting around for life to end. You are still responsible for a precious life, your own. And that life deserves care. It deserves order. It deserves safety. It deserves good meals and clean sheets and human connection and help when help is needed. It deserves dignity. Living alone can be peaceful. It can even be beautiful, but only if you stay awake to what matters. Only if you refuse to let silence become neglect. Only if you remember that independence is not about proving you need nobody. It is about building a life that supports you well. So check on yourself. Be honest with yourself. Ask for help sooner. Call someone today. Fix the loose rug. Make the appointment. Charge the phone. Cook the meal. Open the curtains. Step outside. Because being alone is not the same as being abandoned. And growing older does not mean giving up. It means learning, sometimes painfully, what truly matters. And if nobody has told you this lately, let me be the one to say it now. Your life still matters very much. Protect it. Care for it. And do not ignore the little things that could one day take the big things away.